What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for yet another Tottenham update for you today. Alice the Gold, the Here We Gold, the GOAT of Tottenham News has been speaking today. So let's go on and see what he has been speaking about. And what's that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. The first update is, if Tottenham don't agree a cheaper deal for Carlos Vinicius or another loan deal for him, then they will be looking to bring in another more experienced striker.
Yeah, I think it's right. I just think Carlos, I think he is a good poacher. I think he's done he's done a decent job.
Would you take him for another year?
Yeah, for a cheaper price, I'll probably take him for another year. But I just think at the price that definitely the release clause, I would be against that. But I don't think he's done too much wrong. I just don't think in the Premier League he's been first of all, he's been underused. But when he has played, he hasn't impressed too much. But Europa League, he did his job, so I can't complain too much, which is the majority of where his minutes came from. So I think he proved in the Europa League he can score goals. But whether he can be that top level striker who can lead a line for us, it's a lot of questions asked there.
We've seen it a lot before where it takes players a lot longer. It takes them quite a while that, when they haven't had Premier League experience to bed into the Premier League. Do you think that's a case for Carlos?
Yeah.
Do you think that he needs more time on the pitch to show what he's about?
Definitely. He definitely needs more time on the pitch to adjust. And I just think his quality in terms of first touch and decision making is a bit lacking with him. But what is good is his physical attributes. He's got a knack for being in the right place at the right time, and he's a pretty decent finisher. So he's a good poacher. That's what he's good at. And
great goal against Mourinho, that lob.
Great goal against Mourinho, yeah, exactly. But I think when he comes up against better quality opponents, he does tend to struggle a bit.
Yeah, and in terms of a more experienced striker that we can bring in, does any names come to mind?
Danny Ings, Chris Wood.
Chris Wood.
Chris Wood. I said Chris Wood in the summer.
Yeah,
I like him. I like Chris Wood. He's a good player.
Cavani would have been the one, wouldn't he?
He would have been nice last summer, but that's well and truly gone.
Zlatan?
He's signed a new contract. Zlatan, I would like.
He's just signed a new contract, hasn't he?
And he would only come from Mourinho, I don't think.
Yeah.
He would only come from Mourinho. I like Shea Adams. I think he's a good player.
Yeah,
a few potentials.
In terms of Fernando Llorente back, or was that ship sailed?
Fernando Llorente, I don't think so.
There hasn't been any indication of Tottenham appointing a new director of football to replace Steve Hitchen. And there was another report as well from another journalist saying Luis Campos has been holding a lot of interest around Europe, and it's looking like he's going to have a new club by the new season. But unfortunately, it's not looking like Steve Hitchen's going anywhere.
Well, again, if we still have Mourinho, maybe this would be more plausible. But at the moment, I can't see why would Luis Campos come here when he's got better options at the moment. The only reason he would come here is for a friend like Mourinho. And without Mourinho here, what is the leverage we have for him to come?
Yeah, unless it's a job where Daniel or anyone can convince him to come. And, we're still a big club. It's not like we're a nothing club, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we got Hitchin.
We got
exactly. We don't need him.
Great. Hearts' finest and Steve Hitchen. Let's move on. Tottenham will enter the race for both Joachim Andersen and Marcel Sabitzer this summer. But the new incoming Spurs manager may lead those plans changing rapidly. So, these two players have been talked about a while for Spurs, haven't they?
Especially Sabitzer.
Sabitzer. Do you think it's one that we could get over the line this summer?
Andersen for sure. I think Andersen would be one of the leading clubs for that transfer. Sabitzer, I think it's one of those where if no one comes in for him, then we have a chance. I think it's one of those where it won't happen. Maybe for a few weeks.
What kind of fee do you reckon he commands?
I presume probably at 25 million, something like that.
That'd be a steal for someone of his quality.
Well, he's only got a year left, so they can't demand too much. But I still think because of the quality of player, he commands a hefty fee. But again, if we're not in Champions League, so if one of those teams come in for him, then it's going to be hard for us to convince him.
Yeah, I would love both of those players at Spurs. I really would. But I think even if Andersen does come in, we'll get onto Andersen in a minute because we've got another update about him with another reporter. But let's just finish off what Ali Gold was saying. And his last update is Tottenham still have a keen eye on Brendan Rodgers and Graham Potter, though Scott Parker is not thought to be a likely candidate at this stage.
Yeah. I think it looks like Potter out of those three is going to be the obvious choice. Just
if money's not an option, then maybe it could be Brendan.
No, because even if money is an option, it would rely on Brendan saying no to Champions League football with Leicester and yes to potentially Conference League football with Spurs. So, especially after their win yesterday or a couple of days ago against United, I just can't see the reason why Brendan right now would want to come.
Unless it's money, unless he's motivated by money.
Is that what we want? Just people motivated by money?
Not really, but it might be what we're going to get.
I don't know. I don't think it's like there's no reason for him to leave Leicester right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The only reason is money, pretty much. It's literally the only reason. I mean, it's just slim pickings at the moment. It just really is slim pickings. I mean, these Brendan Rodgers and Graham Potter are literally the only ones that are being bandied about at the moment.
Yeah.
Scott Parker's out the window now, according to Ali Gold, pretty much, for now, anyway. Ten Hag, he's come and gone. Nagelsmann's come and gone. I mean, Brendan Rodgers has pretty much come and gone as well. So pretty much Graham Potter is the only one coming out of Alistair Gold that is viable option right now.
Yep. That's the state of the club we're in at the moment.
All right, let's move on. Mike McGrath of The Telegraph, very reliable source, saying Tottenham are in pole position to land Joachim Andersen. Obviously had a great season at Fulham this year, has gone down, and he's available from Lyon, his parent club, for around 25 to 30 million. Like I said,
right up our street.
Yeah, like I said before, I really like him. I really like the look of him. But if we do bring him in, we still need to bring in one more because, he needs an experienced head next to him, in my opinion.
Yeah, because he's... At the end of the day, if he was...
and Toby?
Look, if he was that good, not saying he's not. Look, I think he's a very talented defender, but there's a reason he was on loan at Fulham instead of starting every week for Lyon last season. That's because they didn't feel like he was ready. And I think he's grown up a lot in this loan spell at Fulham, to be fair to him. And to be fair, Toby was on loan at Southampton when we got him from Atletico, so we have previous for this kind of transfer. But... I don't think we can sign Anderson and think it's going to be the answer to 100%. Everything. I think we need definitely to sign someone who's of a world-class ilk next to him as well, or a bit more experience. But I think Anderson is definitely a good start from that point, because I think he's a very good established centre-back who can lead a Premier League defence, and he's got a bit of experience in the Premier League now, and I think I've been impressed.
Me too. Let's move on. The Daily Mail have been talking. Tottenham, Arsenal and Chelsea are in talks over a pre-season charity cup in a move which could look to rebuild the public image after the failure of the European Super League. So we're going from the European Super League to the London Super League.
How does this repair the image exactly?
I don't know. I don't know. It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Let's try and make some money for a pre-season tournament. That's whatever. I don't like. I've seen Spurs play like Man United in a pre-season game, and it always ends 0-0. Always ends 0-0 these games. So, I'm not going to be excited about it. What's to be excited about?
North London derby, mate.
And a pre-season
Tottenham Chelsea.
Game. Fantastic.
Probably get a trophy at the end of it as well.
Oh, trophy! You say trophy? Oh, now I'm on it. All right, let's go. Sorry, you didn't mention the trophy part, mate. Bloody hell,
mate! Don't need the business. I saw how excited you were after the Audi Cup, mate. Saw how excited. Mate, I
was buying my nails.
Mate, don't you remember the Peace Cup? Don't you remember the Peace Cup?
Peace Cup was actually
2005, mate.
Was
glory.
There's been peace ever since.
And the last update we got for you today is Emil Hojbjerg on Jose Mourinho's sacking. The quote here is, "There was a sense of guilt as a player, but I had a really good talk with him before he left, and I said goodbye. He gave me good words and advice along the way. He said I could always write or call." Is he going to go to Roma then?
No, I don't think he's going to go to Roma, but I think we all know Hojbjerg and Mourinho had a great relationship. It's no surprise. He was one of his generals on the pitch. And I think that makes sense that they would still keep that relationship post Mourinho sacking. And it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. And what he's saying about there's a sense of guilt. I mean, that whole squad should have that sense of guilt, shouldn't they?
I think Hojbjerg is one of the lead. I know he had a poor maybe last quarter of the season.
Overplayed,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. He's played every single minute of the Premier League, and especially in that position, which is very taxing physically.
Yeah.
To play every minute is always going to take its toll. And I think he's the one who can hold his head up high this season, who's kept his consistency and his work rate throughout the season. And he's one of the last players who needs to feel guilty. But I think as a squad, for sure, there should be a lot of guilt on what's happened.
Yeah, not just this year, but last year, and you know what I mean. Ever since we've started, kind of stopped pressing pretty much. But anyway, that is your Tottenham update today. We spoke about quite a lot of bits and pieces. Do let us know in the comment section below what your thoughts are regarding anything we spoke about today. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.